welcome to Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. I'm Ayo Makinde. Another youth empowerment scheme called Nigeria Jubilee Fellows Program has been launched by President Muhammadu Buhari. It is aimed at providing a critical pathway for young Nigerians to gain relevant skills and work experience in top-tier organizations, as well as build the right networks towards sustaining the upward trajectory of Nigeria's economy. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu reports.
Under the Nigeria Jubilee Fellows Program, 20,000 talented young Nigerian graduates will be provided work placement opportunities in private and public sector organizations across Nigeria. The jobs, to last for 12 months, will be fully paid towards improving employability and helping beneficiaries prepare for their future careers and work environments.
I truly believe it is a beneficial program that will provide the candidates with the right opportunities to develop their careers and increase the talent pool of the nation.
President Muhammadu Buhari, who is still basking in the euphoria of the 5% Nigeria's GDP growth, the highest in 6 years, believes that building the right skills and experiences in critical economic sectors, which the Nigeria Jubilee Fellows Program seeks to achieve, will go a long way towards sustaining the nation's economic growth.
The program will build on other efforts of the government to support young Nigerians, such as the 75 billion youth fund, which was created to support young Nigerians in business or with business ideas. The Nigerian Jubilee Fellow Program, being a fully paid post-NYSC work placement program for Nigerians, will provide an opportunity for mentors who are already engaged in various industries and have gained relevant experience and build capacity over theirs to provide mentorship and support for the young Nigerians that will be on the program.
The program, he said, could not have come at a better time than now, when global economies have been battered by the COVID-19 pandemic, with loss of jobs and opportunities being one of its significant impacts.
We believe that as this program creates new opportunities for 20,000 recent graduates annually, the beneficiaries will maximize the opportunities presented to them and maximize their 12 months of engagement on the program. I will encourage all eligible Nigerians to apply for this program. I also urge private sector organizations in Nigeria to join us on this program to provide work placement opportunities, mentors, and funding to support the program.
During the launch, messages of goodwill were presented by representatives of the United Nations Development Programme, European Union, and the United Nations Resident Coordinator.
Nigerian youths are known globally as pace setters, not only as they highly skilled and educated, but also as innovative entrepreneurs.
I look forward to seeing this inspiring young talent of this country leverage this program to enhance their competency and contribute to the growth and development of Nigeria.
We stand ready to assist Nigerians, keeping the young as an asset, not turning them into a liability.
The Nigeria Jubilee Fellows Program, a vital initiative by the federal government, is supported by UNDP and the European Union. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Kano is to host exhibition of talents and promotion of made-in-Nigeria products for the Northwest Geopolitical Zone. Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Oyo State, stated this during a working visit to Bayero University, Kano. Owal Salisu has details.
The visit to Kano by the Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, Oyo, is to interact with scholars from Bayero University, Kano University of Science and Technology, and Yusuf Maitamasilo University. This is to identify effective ways of harnessing works and findings of academics and researchers in developing the capacities of Nigerian industries and businesses towards the development of agriculture, mineral and human resources. The overall objective is to promote substantial application of science, technology, and innovation in creating knowledge-driven economic development. This is to complement efforts being made to achieve sustainable industrialization that will facilitate employment generation, value addition, and wealth creation.
So if you can work closely with industry and the research institutes, then our journey to a brighter future will be more guaranteed.
The university at the moment has about 12 research centers. They are all based in the university. The university is fully ready, very willing to give all the necessary support in all areas of science and technology in Nigeria.
No nation will develop without development of knowledge where it's expected to be.
Achieving this, the minister stressed, depends on improved synergy among the research institutes, academics, and organized private sector in facilitating the development findings into commercialized goods and services. In Kano, Awal Salisu, NTA News.
The federal government is assiduously making efforts to ensure turnaround in the tertiary institutions of the country to achieve good administration, better quality of lecturers who will impact positive knowledge to students. This is part of major contents of the reports received by the Minister of State for Education, Chukwuemeka Nwajuba, which had been submitted by visitation panels to federal universities, university centers, polytechnics, and colleges of education. Inaugurated by the ministry 2 months ago, the panel reviewed performance of the institutions in the areas of governance, standards, quality assurance, management of finances, and relationship between management and students. Others are assessments of the condition of physical infrastructures, as well as advise government accordingly.
Recommendations of these reports, it is hoped to mitigate the incessant friction between staff unions of these institutions and government and result in the much desired industrial harmony.
I'm also the Pro-Chancellor of the Federal University of Technology, Akure. So we will try, from what we have seen in Lokoja, also to carry further to Akure and see how we can bring effectiveness and productivity in the university system.
Our hope this time around is that those recommendations made are implemented, and if they are implemented, I think it will go a long way in improving the standard of our education.
The visitation panels covered the period from 2011 to 2015 and 2016 to 2020, as provided by the acts establishing the institutions. A total of 605 beneficiaries of the federal government's household uplifting program under the conditional cash transfer in Odukpani local government area of Cross River State have received their stipends. The joy of beneficiaries was in demonstration of their gratitude to the federal government for making their lives more meaningful. Maureen Leo Ajom reports.
Stella Ipeme, a mother of 6 among other dependents who looked up to her for their basic needs, a petty trader and a farmer. Stella says life has been challenging, but as a beneficiary of the conditional cash transfer program, there is a good story to tell.
I use the money for paying my children's school fees. I use the money and add in my farm work.
Ifyok Ekmenyong has a similar story to that of Stella, and funds from the conditional cash transfer program has literally got him celebrating.
It helps as a cooperative. It organizes us together. We open accounts with it as a cooperative. So the money has helped us a lot.
The recommencement of payment of stipends to beneficiaries of household uplifting program, conditional cash transfer, aroused the joy of these Nigerians in Cross River State.
Poorest of the poor are the ones that are supposed to benefit from this program. And so it needs to help their livelihoods, to help
them improve in whatever they are doing.
The selection of the beneficiaries was done by SOKU, and they adopt what they call the World Bank process known as community-based targeting, whereby it is the beneficiaries themselves, without knowing the intention of the government, that select themselves.
Facilitators of the program disclosed that a total of 20,344 beneficiaries from poor and vulnerable households across the 18 local government areas of Cross River State are to benefit from the program. Maureen Leo Ajom, NTA News.
Commercialization of research findings is one of federal government's new strategies towards making innovation a key contributor to the nation's economy. Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation Ogbonnaya Onu stated this when he visited Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje in Kano. Abdullahi Mustafa has details.
Dr. Ogbonnaya Onu has been a good friend of Kano people and in the last 3 decades a regular visitor to the state for personal and political engagements. He this time around came to convey a good news to the government and people of the state. The Buhari administration's decision to increase the capacity of industries as well as create more job opportunities for citizens through commercialization of research findings. To achieve this, he disclosed, technology and innovation centers are to be established in the nation's 6 geopolitical zones, and the Northwest Zonal Center will be sited in Kano.
Because that is the only way we can reduce the importation of goods from other countries. And by doing so, we will now create a lot of jobs for our people.
So you can see that you are putting a square peg in a square hole.
Governor Abdullah Umar Ganduje is optimistic that these and other initiatives will help in addressing the nation's socio-economic challenges. In Kano, Abdullah Mustafa, NTA News.
Now to some security matters. The Institute of Military History at the Nigerian Army Resource Center, NAC Abuja, is to provide analytical tools for the development of functional homegrown doctrine to enhance professional efficiency of the military. Minister of Defense Bashir Magashi stated this in a message to the inauguration of the maiden seminar on military history at the Nigerian Army Resource Center, Abuja. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa has details.
Nigeria's army predates the nation's independence in 1960. From a group of able youths assembled by John Glover in 1863 to protect the then British colony, the military transformed together with the sovereignty of Nigeria to become a strong, formidable fighting force, defending our territorial integrity. This seminar on the relevance and prospects of military history is aimed at upholding lessons from past military operations for future use.
All the various organizations present here to consider very seriously the establishment of their own historical institute for appropriate, adequate and timely recording of their activities and to advance the body of knowledge and frontier of research.
Planning. To the Director General, Nigerian Army Resource Center, solutions to some past crises in Nigeria are applicable to some current security threats.
If we had analyzed the Matasini crisis very, very well, and even the Nigerian Civil War, yes, no victor, no vanquish, but what were the causative factors? Those factors are still germane today, and that's why we're having all these problems. So we need to look at what caused all these crises. What are the causes? And when you understand the causes, you can find solutions to those causes. Because like we said at this center, it is not only through kinetic effort that you can win a crisis.
The Military Institute, established in August 2020, is to provide credible platform for collation of historical activities, for lessons, and to avoid past pitfalls. From the Nigerian Army Resource Center in Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
As part of measures to complement security efforts in the fight against banditry and other forms of crimes in Katsina State, the state's governor, Aminu Bello Masari, has directed the immediate closure of some roads in the frontline local government areas. The affected roads include Jibia to Gurbimbori, closed for all motorists, while Kankara to Shema Road is closed for commercial vehicles only. The directive was contained in documents titled Security Challenges Containment Order, signed by the governor. The order directed motorists to use Funtua axis as alternate routes. Other directives contained in the order include suspension of sale of all animals at 14 local government areas. They include Jibia, Batsari, Safana, Danmusa, Kankara, Malumfashi, Charanchi, Mai Adua, Kafur, Faskari, Sabua, Bore, Dotsenma, and Kaita. The governor also directed the reinforcement on the ban on the sale of petroleum products in jerrycans at filling stations and the ban on the operation of commercial motorcycles from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. In the meantime, the Zamfara State Police Command has secured unconditional release of 9 persons abducted on 25th August 2021 at Kago Sabua village in Bungudu local government area of the state. This is contained in a statement issued by the spokesman of the command, Superintendent of Police Shehu Muhammad. According to the statement, the released captives comprising 7 women and 2 men were medically checked, debriefed and reunited with their families. Zamfara State Commissioner of Police Ayuba Elkana restates the command's commitment to strengthen collaboration with other security agencies for safe and unconditional release of other kidnapped victims across the states. The statement concludes. Now it's time to join Adeola in our Lagos studio for more reports on Nationwide. Good evening, Adeola. It's good to see you.
Good evening, Ayo. Likewise. Now, the Apapa Oshodi Expressway is gradually becoming accessible after the persistent gridlock experienced over the weekend. But at the Tinkan Island corridor, there are concerns by truck drivers on the impact of the electronic call-up system and extortion on seamless port operations. Michael Olaleye reports.
This is the Apapa Oshodi Expressway, a gateway to the busiest trade corridor in Nigeria. The atmosphere has finally shaken off the dust of the horrible weekend when trucks trying to access the port queued down to Sonya bus stop. The usual curiosity, however, took me to the Tinkan Island corridor, where I met with 50-year-old Sunday in Nabucco. He was particularly furious with the battered and shattered state of his vehicle, all in the name of forceful collection of levies.
At my two have 2 places you pay money. We pay for a ticket, you pay for a police, before they will let you access.
According to drivers here, there are 15 checkpoints between Maitu and Tinkan Island ports, a development which contributes to traffic build-up down to Apapa Oshodi Expressway on a tense day. Gabriel Adeyemi is lucky to be alive as he escaped being lynched for failing to pay the illegal dues.
Last time they won't pass me, sir. Then they shook me like say I don't get people for house. Then shook me and then they told me to like say we don't pay and we don't pay them.
Truck drivers like Ezekiel John blamed the MOB park arrangement under the electronic call-up system for the gridlock along the axis.
When they build the system that you go to MOB, that's why it causes all this jam pack. And if you go to MOB, they will say your TDO is not ready, your ETO is not ready.
While refashioning the electronic call-up system for efficiency, port operators have repeatedly stressed that illegal checkpoints will be dismantled.
We have met with the Commissioner of Police, and there is a team to go look at the checkpoints and then remove all that are unnecessary. That's the enforcement, the total enforcement team have gone out to check, and you will see a total reduction. It will be reduced at least by 50%.
Fast-tracking cargo delivery and evacuation is key to reducing turnaround time along the corridor. In Lagos, Michael Olaleye, NTA News.
Cancer is one of the leading causes of death globally. Prostate cancer has claimed many lives, and recent research reveals that it is on the increase. Early detection is important in the fight against the health condition. Diana Ajale in this report takes a look at causes of prostate cancer, preventive measures, and possible treatment.
Data about the World Health Organization, WHO, shows that 70% of deaths from cancer occur in low and middle income countries, Nigeria inclusive. The National Cancer Plan report for 2018 to 2022 reveals that cancer is responsible for 72,000 deaths every year, with an estimated 102,000 new cases annually in Nigeria. The numbers are scary, but the good news here is that prostate cancer cases and death can be reduced with the use of prostate-specific antigen (PSA), blood test, and digital rectal examination (DRE). A critical question is, how many people know about prostate cancer?
The kind of cancer that affects men at the rectum area.
The government should be able to do awareness for people to know about that prostate cancer.
How often do they go for screening?
Recently, I have not done.
I have not done.
Enlightenment campaigns have been on, and experts are not relenting at ensuring that men do the needful as it relates to prostate health.
One major cause is age. How do you prevent getting old? The other thing is genetics. Things that you inherit from your parents, how do you prevent that? The only other way that I see that we can ameliorate the causes of prostate cancer is by early detection.
Experts say prostate cancer is one of the common types of cancers, so regular medical checkup is important as early detection is key to saving lives. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
You're still watching Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. We have more stories after this break. To stay with us.
Since coming into office in 2015, the Buhari administration has recorded unprecedented achievements in all sectors, especially in the provision of infrastructure, which is the key to economic growth. Never in the history of this country has any administration done so much with so little. I recall that when this administration came into office, the price of crude oil, which provides for 80% of Nigeria's budgetary revenues and 95% of foreign exchange earning, dropped drastically, thus reducing the amount of resources available to the federal government. In spite of this, the administration has continued apace with massive infrastructure developments.
This message is from the Federal Ministry of Information and Culture.
Petroleum Industry Act and paradigm shift to host communities. That is our focus on NTA Tuesday Live this week. Join us at 10:30 p.m. every Tuesday. It promises to be incisive and educative.
Admission forms into NTA Television College JOS 2021-2022 two-year National Innovation Diploma Program are on sale from 9th of August to 29th of October 2021. Candidates who wish to apply for admission must have 5 O-level credits in relevant subjects including English language and mathematics. The courses available for application include film and television production, broadcast journalism, and television engineering technology. The admission forms can be obtained at NTA Television College or any NTA station nationwide at the cost of 7,500 naira only. Payment for the form is through remitter platform only in favor of NTA Television College. For more inquiries, please call 0803-079-5335 or 0806-980-9807. Management Announcer.
The federal government has commenced second phase of COVID-19 vaccination. If you are 18 years and above and unvaccinated, register at www.nphcda.vaccination.gov.ng. Visit the nearest vaccination site to receive COVID-19 vaccine. If you received first dose of AstraZeneca vaccine before 8th July 2021, second dose commences 23rd August and closes 5th September 2021.
All vaccines are free and certified safe by WHO and NAFDAC. At the vaccination site, you can check blood pressure and know your diabetes risk status. Children aged 0 to 23 months will receive childhood vaccines and screen for malnutrition. After vaccination, continue to adhere to COVID-19 prevention protocols. For more information, visit www.nphcda.gov.ng or call 0700-220-1122. This message is from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency.
You're welcome back. The motoring public traveling from or going to southwest through Lokoja-Kaba Federal Highway are warned of the caving in of a section of the road between Zariagi and Obajana Cement Factory. In a statement by Assistant Corps Marshal of the Road Safety, BC Kazim, the development has led to an obstruction of the free flow of traffic. The statement further explained that all the concerned authorities are making frantic efforts to carry out emergency repairs to restore normalcy flow of traffic. In view of this, motorists, travelers, and the public are hereby advised to use Lokoja Okene Kaba or Lokoja Okene Ogorimagogo as alternative. The Federal Road Safety Corps calls for maximum cooperation of the motoring public on this development. The Federal Ministry of Women Affairs has ended the Joint Risk Communication and Community Engagement Project, a UN multi-sectoral pandemic response to COVID-19 in Nigeria. Ngozi Silva Technical reports that 11,500 rural women from 10 states benefited from the project.
May God continue blessing them. We are grateful for this gesture from the Minister of Women Affairs.
Their own way of saying thanks to a lifeline, recognizing the socio-economic impact of COVID-19 in widening the gender inequality gap, with women mostly at the receiving end due to loss of jobs. Domestic violence necessitated the collaborative venture of UN Women, UNAIDS, NACA, and the Ministry of Women Affairs. The project focuses on creating awareness on the spread of COVID-19, capacity building, and empowerment of vulnerable women in 10 selected states with high prevalence of the pandemic.
I wish to appreciate members of the Project Steering Committee, which serve as the governing body of the project, and for providing direction, guidance, and leadership for the effective implementation of the project.
This project was an attempt to influence behavior change and also to provide cash in the form of palliatives to cushion the socioeconomic impact of COVID-19.
It's been impactful, and many of them have started small businesses with them.
Marking the end of the project, which started in April 2020, having been extended twice to allow for total coverage and ensure maximum benefit for poor women in Akwa Ibom, Borno, Bauchi, Edo, Ebonyi, Delta, Lagos, Gombe, Sokoto, and the FCT. The 11,500 households received a palliative of 30,000 naira each to this effect. Ngozi Silva Technical, NTA News.
It's time now to link up with Lanre in our Ibadan Network Center for trending stories. Hello, Lanre.
And good to see you. Welcome to Ibadan. Over 20,000 Oyo State indigenes have benefited at the recommencement of payments of stipends to beneficiaries of the federal government household uplifting program, Conditional Cash Transfer. Omokende Ibari reports that the program cuts across the 33 local government areas in the state.
The intervention fund by the federal government through the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development is to pay off the outstandings since June 2020, owing to the outbreak of COVID-19. Octogenarians Jimo Ogundeji and Mrs. Tawa Tajuddin, who were beneficiaries, expressed appreciation to the federal government.
I'm very happy with this money given to me by the government. I will make judicial use of it.
I am visually impaired. I sell foodstuffs.
This money will go a long way. Now I can improve my business and send my children to school.
God will give them more grace to do this the more by the grace of God.
State coordinator of the program, Ezekiel Oyekola Oladipo, said Oyo State is one of the 8 states to start the CCT in the country.
Recently, we have 13,830 beneficiary households, the 33 local government areas in Oyo State.
The intervention fund by the federal government through the Ministry of Trade and Investment in Oyo State is aimed at alleviating the sufferings and yearnings of the people, especially the aged. In Ibadan, Omokende, Igbari, NTA News.
Increase in drug abuse has been identified as a major cause of the rise in crime rate and decrease in economic viability. This prompted the attention of the Oyo State House of Assembly to strategize alongside patent medicine sellers on ways of cutting the supply chain of illicit drugs. Grace Anyoleke has details.
The burden of drugs and substance abuse is fast becoming endemic in Nigeria and emerging as a public health problem of serious concern, despite various laws and regulations by government at all levels to curb the menace. To nip this in the bud, the leadership of the Oyo State House of Assembly met with patent storekeepers and other stakeholders to find a lasting solution to these unwholesome developments in the society.
Ensure that they don't allow the so-called bad eggs to destabilize their business and whatever.
If we can reduce the number of people who take substance and drug abuse as a lifestyle by blocking the channel through which these things get to them, we will expect the NDLEA and the NAFDAC, which are federal government agencies, to play their part too.
Identifying their importance in the society, the medicine dealers promised to join forces with the government.
They don't just sell drugs to anybody. Make sure there's a need for it and lecture them about whatever side effects they might feel.
These critical stakeholders were advised to adhere strictly to the sale of drugs within the scope of the licensed patent proprietor as the serve as gatekeepers towards ensuring a drug and substance-free Oyo State in Ibadan. Grace Anyoleke, NTA News.
You're still watching Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. More reports with Salamatu in Kaduna after this break.
A new edition of TV Guide is out exclusively with Governor Simon Lalong of Plateau State.
Since assuming office, our rescue administration has pursued the path of peace and reconciliation and restored confidence among people of different ethnic, religious, and political persuasions. Peace is back on the plateau. We are building world-class infrastructure in roads and opening up opportunities for innovation.
The edition is a compendium of mind-blowing stories for your reading pleasure, ranging from entertainment, economy, sports, media, politics, family, and lots more. Pick up a copy and keep abreast with issues and trending features within our space. TV Guide, very incisive, very educative and comprehensive. Grab a copy at the vendor near you or any NTA station nationwide. TV Guide, your indispensable companion.
Nigerian youths are about the greatest assets the country has at the moment. It is therefore not surprising that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is strategically responding to the yearnings of the youth through multiple projects and programs. Youth entrepreneurship support years by Bank of Industry, the Youth Investment Fund by the CBN, and several other conditional cash transfer programs. Recruitment of 774,000 social workers, majority of whom are youths, and so many other projects that are beneficial to youths directly or indirectly. If the administration can do all this, definitely with a degree of patience and time, it can achieve more. Nigerian youths must come together to say no to terrorism, no to vandalism, and no to all disruptive tendencies. Hashtag Youth for Greater Nigeria. Pacifying the youths, unifying the nation.
Firstly, safety. I will ensure that my family members and loved ones are safe.
I will try as much as possible not to get involved.
You should call the nearest police station.
I will alert my family, my friends, my neighbors in that vicinity that this is what is happening.
Who wins the star prize of 1 million naira in the ongoing Peace Nigeria Challenge, powered by Ask Nigeria, in partnership with National Council for Arts and Culture, NCAC, Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, and Star Times. Unity Challenge Nigeria, stronger together.
Thanks for staying tuned and a warm welcome to Kaduna. Ahead of council elections in Kaduna State, representatives of 10 political parties have signed a peace accord for a peaceful conduct of the exercise. Haruna Muhammad reports that this is in addition to other measures being taken to guarantee hitch-free polls scheduled for Saturday. The report.
A peace pact signed and sealed before the Commissioner of Police Kaduna State, Mudassir Abdullahi, and the officials of the State Electoral Commission.
APC believe in peace. We are a peaceful party. We are in support of anything that will bring peace before, during, and after the election.
What the peace accord contains is what is really in the constitution of the party, in the constitution of our party, is in the constitution of Nigeria, and we are all abide by it.
The State Police Command has in addition deployed 11,000 personnel to the 23 local government areas for the safety of voters and electoral materials.
Na ja musu kunne kuma na gaya musu duk wanda aka kama da cewa ya sa hannu ga makudin zabe to kuka da kai.
A group of youths in Kaduna earlier pledged their support for a peaceful conduct of the exercise. Haruna Muhammad, NTA News.
And in promoting peace, the media have been charged to take their rightful place as peace builders at this critical period. The country is in their need of peace and unity to progress. These are the words of Jigawa State Deputy Governor Umar Namadi while hosting leadership and other members of the Nigerian Guild of Editors as part of their engagement in the state. Muhammad Musa Askira has the details.
The Nigerian Guild of Editors is an umbrella body for higher strata of working journalists who attained the exalted position of editorship in various media institutions in Nigeria. The senior journalists are to go around the state to see for themselves the giant strides made by the Jigawa State government in the last 6 years of the present administration. The focus areas of their assessment will include education, health, agriculture and empowerment. The acting governor, Umar Namadi, who took time to brief the visiting journalist, said Jigawa has recorded tremendous achievements in the assessment target area.
I want to tell you that the one village, one project of this administration has been successfully achieved. You can hardly go to a village in Jigawa State where you cannot point out at least one project, either executed by the state government or executed as a project by a member of State House of Assembly or executed by the chairman of the local government.
The team leader earlier assured the acting governor of extensive coverage of the achievements recorded so far in the state.
For them to have the confidence to say that, okay, we are going to go around the 3 senatorial districts shows that
the government is spread development across the state.
The team will visit the entire 3 senatorial zones of Jigawa State. Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
That is it from here. More reports with Ayo in Abuja.
Thanks, Salama, to our Kaduna Network Center. And reports just reaching us says President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed Nigeria's formal appreciation to the outgoing Tunisian ambassador to Nigeria, Jalil Trabelsi, for what he calls the deep love shown for the country during his tour of duty. This was when the envoy paid him a farewell visit. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has the reports.
Before his tour of duty as Tunisian ambassador to Nigeria lasting 5 years, Ambassador Jalil Trabelsi worked in the country as an officer for 5 years. President Muhammadu Buhari thanked the envoy for his genuine love for Nigeria and Nigerians. He assured him that he can count on Nigeria's goodwill for himself, his family, and indeed his country. As the president puts it during the closed-door engagement, "You have identified with us so much, and I wish you a successful tour wherever you are posted to next." The outgoing ambassador had told the president that he insisted on waiting till he had an audience with him before leaving so that he could personally express gratitude to a man he admired and to a people he loved. He explained that he has enjoyed every bit of the 10-year period he spent in Nigeria. The envoy said Nigeria and Tunisia have excellent relations dating back in history. The beneficial relations, he said, has been further strengthened in the past 5 years, during which many agreements were signed. While expressing gratitude for the support extended to him, Ambassador Jalil Trabelsi maintains that Tunisia will always support and promote Nigeria. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
In a related development, Nigeria's ambassador to Japan, Husseini Abubakar Moriki, has presented letter of credence to the Emperor of Japan. While presenting the letter, the Nigerian ambassador promised to sustain the existing peaceful and cordial relationship between both countries. The Akihito Naruhito Emperor of Japan says he looked forward to a beneficial relationship between Nigeria and Japan, having long-term relationship in trade and investment. The president of Nigeria Union in Japan, Kennedy Nnaji, said with over 50 Japanese companies in Nigeria and an estimated population of about 2,660 Nigerians in Japan, more trade and bilateral relations will be sustained under the new leadership. Northern Nigeria is one of the regions of the country said to be lagging behind in terms of professional manpower in modern sciences. This development is making suggestions for better approach to bridge the gap under the support of Sir Ahmadu Bello Foundation. Abubakar Usman Okwanga reports.
They all may appear small and the people it occupied at the moment are few, but the personality in whom the gathering was made possible, it is a big dream in us while alive. That is the mission to develop his region, and that is the mission of the people here hoping to accomplish.
This is one of my happiest days, where a foundation could sponsor 200 students, and out of them, 46% of that 200 got first class in Nigerian universities.
That education must be given to every child. Because if the child is not well educated, you are a liability.
All these problems are surmountable. We can really deal with them, but really have to have the will, the political will, and we have to have the zeal.
200 graduates spread across the 19 northern states and the FCT in various disciplines of sciences had a new set of beneficiaries of the foundation after 6 decades of Sir Ahmadu Bello's demise. Amina and Nuruddin are now graduates owing to the foundation and said they are indebted to the body and prepared to serve the nation and humanity.
They are one of the supporting backbone behind my success today as a licensed medical laboratory scientist.
I always say thank you very much, and I really appreciate what they did to me.
The foundation is also engaging graduates in specialized areas to be self-reliant and develop courage to face realities of the future through mentorship. In Abuja, Abubakar Usman Akwanga, NTA News.
Political analysts have identified the absence of party supremacy, godfatherism, and inordinate ambitions for political positions as some of the factors behind instability in leadership of political parties in Nigeria. This was while discussing political parties management on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria. Kemini Williams has more.
Parties are vehicles that drive political activities in any democracy, as they provide opportunities for participation and representation in governance. In Nigeria, the activities of these parties have been a source of worry for citizens due to internal wranglings that usually disrupts their leadership. Analysts believe that this happens because there are no clear ideologies guiding these parties. Rather, they are only there to serve as platforms to ascend to power.
This instability will continue so long as the candidate who comes out after winning, because bigger than the party, everybody looks toward him to form the party and to also take care of the party people.
In many states, aspirants pay as much as ₦1 million to delegates to emerge as candidates of their political party. Sometimes more than 1 million is paid to these delegates. So people who have collected 1 million from you to elect you, you don't owe them anything.
The problem we have in Nigeria has a lot to do with the lack of institutionalization of the political parties.
The analysts recommend, among other things, amendment of constitution of political parties to introduce party supremacy and reduce the power of political office holders.
A time should come, or we need to deepen the strength of the parties. Parties should be able to record their candidate. After it's the party that brought the candidate out. If the party feels the candidate is not doing well, even if it's a president, the president is not doing well, parties will tell the president, we will recall you.
Internal democracy, the outreach, political party outreach, which includes how they select their candidates, how they train. The third element is transparency. If there's no transparency, some of the abuses that we've been talking about arise due to lack of transparency and accountability in the system.
They also suggest that political party managers should reinstate membership dues to raise money independently instead of relying on donations from politicians, adding that this will restore respect for the party structure. In Abuja, Kemini Williams, NTA News.
Dibabari has the next set of reports on Nationwide from our Port Harcourt Network Center. It's over to you, Dibabari.
Thank you, Ayodeji, and welcome to Port Harcourt. River State Governor Nyesom Wike has reiterated that every project embarked upon by his administration will be completed within the stipulated time. Ogediyek reports that the governor stated this shortly after inspecting some ongoing projects in the state.
It is typical of Governor Wike to always inspect ongoing projects in the state. This is to ensure that the contractors do not only work in accordance with the project specification and also address some issues that may be hindering the speedy actualization of the jobs.
We have told the ministry to let the valuer come around within the next 1 week to value some of the properties still remaining, which is obstructing the road construction. But I can say everyone is pretty happy with the quality of job being done. Everything must not be body. People think that you have the whole body in this world before you be able to finish project. No, it is a matter of prudent management. It's a matter of you prioritizing what you think you need now and then what you think you need tomorrow. You cannot carry everything at the same time.
On his drive for project execution, Governor Wike says commitment is key. That way, human face can be introduced into governance, ensuring that the mandate of the people is not taken for granted. Governor assured that his administration will not abandon any project he started. To avoid his successor leveraging on such problem not to deliver good governance to the people. The projects inspected are the Rome-Precon flyover bridge, the GRA Junction flyover, the Romola and Oluorowoluko flyovers, as well as the Momibi and Tumbia extension routes. In Port Harcourt, Oge Dinyekwe, NTA News.
The visit of French ambassador to Nigeria to Governor Ben Ayede about 1 year ago is yielding fruits as a consortium of companies from that country are now in the state to embark on a waste-to-energy project. Paul Abel reports that the team was at Government House, Calabar, to speak further on the essence of their mission.
Nigeria generates millions of tons of waste every day, and from the tonnage, Cross River State generates 3,000 tons per day. With the right technology, waste can be converted to a potential money spinner and source of energy. This is the reason for the visit of these experts to the state in what has been described by stakeholders as a life-saving intervention mission with a feasibility study towards a sustainable solution for the disposal of waste and treatment for energy generation.
We would need to do a proper feasibility study to find out what solution would be best, and also what solution would be economically viable.
It's not just about technical, it's also commercial. We have to build a partnership model to demonstrate the commercial viability of the project. So that's why the 6 months is not just technical.
Beyond the Francophone countries, France has humanity at the core of its foreign diplomatic policy. And so Nigeria, being at the fore, is benefiting from the French government's support. I want to say that the people of Cross River State want you to particularly note that we are grateful that an English-speaking country is receiving this strong aid.
The feasibility study is expected to last for 6 months, which will form the technical and financial basis for the project to be funded by the French government. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
We are done here. It's back to Ayo Deji for the rest of the news. Good evening.
Thank you, Dibabari. Let's tell you that there is a high turnout as Akwa Ibom State commences the administration of Moderna vaccine for residents who have not received any of the COVID-19 vaccines earlier administered. The exercise, which is taking place in about 50 designated fixed post vaccination sites across 31 local government areas of the state, is meant to immunize over 60,000 residents. Ifoma Aikoje reports.
On a visit to some vaccination sites across the Akwa Ibom State, residents were seen in their good numbers going through the required processes and receiving the vaccination.
A team of the NCDC came around and they so educated us before we came down here that it is a thing that should be done.
The crowd, the people have now their awareness and really turned up before 8 o'clock. Before I even arrived here, the people were much for the vaccine.
The ongoing vaccination in the state is targeting people aged 18 and above, especially frontline health workers, senior citizens, and persons with previous history of having had the COVID-19 infection. The public health officers involved in the exercise say they have reasonable number of doses to administer on citizens who make themselves available.
So as you can see, the crowd here, they're coming for their first dose vaccination.
They affirm that the reported side effects of COVID-19 vaccines so far have mostly been mild to moderate and short-lasting. The first round of the second phase of COVID-19 vaccination with the Moderna vaccine, which is taking place in 2 to 4 locations in every local government area of Akwa Ibom State, will last for 20 days, while beneficiaries are expected to take a second jab in 4 weeks. In Uyo, Ifoma Aihoje, NTA News.
Sports update is next, and Olumide Eguntola is our guide.
From Tokyo, Japan.